Hello, people out there. My name is Jerry Adeshewu. In fact, Omoba Jerry Adeshewu. But you can simply call me Omoba. And like I promised yesterday, here I am to fulfill my promise to bring to you my opinion about poetry or poems that tickle my fancy. And welcome to the maiden edition of What I Think About Your Poem. The next poem might be yours, but the poem that we are looking at today is the one by Dominic Nwobodo. That's titled The Heat. And you know what the heat is about? We have been experiencing serious heat in Abuja for a while now. But this is not talking about the heat in Abuja, but it's talking about some other heat. Listen to this poem, and then I'll tell you what I think about it. The Heat by Dominic Nwobodo. CNN, NTA, AIT, the country's ears and mouth spilled a heavy report that the head and his bodies exported the breeze to China, while in the red pots of their tongues they are frozen in machines on the air, in their brown offices and enveloped edifices. And the helmsman left me in wonder, when shall we eat the meat of the yam? Oh boy. I think this poem is beautiful. That is what I think. When Dominic posted this poem yesterday, he wanted a feedback. I was so tired. I looked at it and I said, oh, nice poem. But I walked away from it. Later in the midnight, the poem came to me again. I picked it up, I read it, and I must confess that is the reason I am doing this. And I'm going to be doing this more often. But let me stick to the poem first. So what do I think? I think that this is a very short poem, but a powerful critique of political corruption, media manipulation, and the disparity between election promises and actual governance. And I believe you can relate with that very, very well. That is my summation of what this poem is. But then let us look at the poem in details. So, the Heat is a commentary on the state of affairs of Nigeria, not Niger, not Chad, not Benin Republic, not Togo. It is a poignant commentary. So on point commentary on the state of affairs in Nigeria. Where our media houses have become more of the mouth organs of the government than the defenders of the citizens. The young man mentioned some media houses, as you have listened in the poem, but I will not dwell on them. I will just talk about media houses generally, because they serve as the primary sources of information and communication. That's why the poem begins with a vivid depiction of this media outlet as ears and mouths. They hear from the government and they speak it out to the citizenry. Sometimes they hear from the citizenry and speak it out to those in power, in governance. But you and I understand the fact that the media is so cash and carry to a large extent. It can be so cash and carry. In all fairness to some, objective media platform, the media outlet can be so cash and carry. And the worst case situation that we even have now is the fact that a lot of the people in positions of authority now have media houses that do their bidding. If one don't already exist that they can buy over, they will start one by themselves. Okay, so let's move on. And then somewhere in the poem it says that the amount, it's about some heavy reports What do you get to hear every day? We hear very heavy reports every day. Hear what it says. The country's ears and mouth spilled a heavy report. Which report do you hear from our media outlets today that is not heavy? If it is not 500 million largesse to senators, to legislators, it will be the kidnap of 200 innocent children from their school. Like the Yorubas will say, Nilu to loba to nijoye. Apology, I am getting a bit emotional. But the point is, this is what this poem is talking about. Every report, it has been revealed by these media houses. The report exposes the betrayal of trust by the country's leadership. That is what I think the young man is talking about. Now look at this. It says, exporting the breeze to China. You don't understand. Let me take it again. The every report was that the head and his bodies are exporting the breeze to China. It means talking about the fact that our leadership, maybe the president and his ministers, bodies, maybe the ministers, maybe the state governors and their commissioners, maybe the senators, maybe the House rep members, the head and its bodies are exporting breeze to China. I will substitute breeze for air. And you know how important air is to existence, is to our survival. But what we get to witness is that you cannot even have electricity in Nigeria. You cannot even have electricity, and people are stealing money, funds made for such provision, and they are taking it abroad. They are exporting it to China. I don't know why it uses China, but of course they are moving the thing to the UK, to the US, to the Caribbean, and some other places. So when you look at these imagery, suggests that the leaders are sending valuable resources and opportunities, leaving the citizens to grapple with nothing. Empty promises. Empty promises. That's what is left. The poet also contrasts the outward appearance of authority figures. When it says they are frozen in machines, they come to you today and tell you this. By tomorrow, once they get into power, they do the different things. The poet talks about, the red pots of their tongues. That evokes another imagery of simmering anger or suppressed emotions in the citizenry. Suppressed emotion in the citizenry. Then let's go to the closing line so that I quickly close this. Where the poet talks about the M's man and asks the question, when shall we eat the meat of the yam? I think that this phrase alludes, to the idea of enjoying the reward of hard work and sacrifice. Every day, the people in government come out to tell us, oh, you need to sacrifice for a good Nigeria, but they are not sacrificing anything. It is the citizen, it is the poor people that needs to sacrifice. It is eating the meat of the yam. When shall we eat? When shall we benefit from what this nation has to offer? I think we want to thank Dominic. This is what I think. Maybe it might not be a detailed analysis, and maybe I will do it better for the subsequent edition. But thank you for this poem, Dominic. And I hope that you agree with what I think about the poem. If you don't agree, kindly share what you think about the poem as well. Put it in the box. Let us continue this conversation. My name is Jerry Adeshewo, and I look forward to see you when next I find another poem that is worth analyzing. Thank you.